Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to the video lecture of the past paper, that is the PVS. Wait a second. Yes, that is the PVS, the Recuro Wet Service Limited, for the attempt of March June 2024. Right. So I have already shared the question with you guys, and I am hoping that you guys have gone through the pre-seen document of this paper, because this is the pre-seen paper, the paper which is on the pre-seen format, right? So if you have not gone through the pre-seen, then I would recommend you to stop the lecture and first go through the pre-seen document yourself once, so that you can have a industry background knowledge, and the company on which the case study is given to us, you will have the knowledge of that company as well, the background as well, so that you can get involved in the solution and the question more effective manner. So let's start. Here we are given with the background information. Recuro Wet Service Limited provides pet vet services in Ireland. Okay, you are an external consultant appointed to support both the new chief executive and the other members of the board of directors. Okay, it is currently June 2004, the date on which the exam was conducted. Okay, so just keeping it in mind so that we can relate this date with the other dates of the exhibits or the requirement and anywhere else with where the date is mentioned. Moving forward, here we have the information about the exhibit, that the following exhibits available on the. Okay, let me cut this thing because it is copied from your ACCA software, exam software. So that is why it is given the left side, right? Because in the screen on the left side, you have the list of exhibits where you can open it, and below them you will have the pre-seen document. So exhibits provide information relevant to the case study related to this company. Okay, so we have the exhibit number 1 related to the board meeting transcript, an extract from the transcript of the PVS board meeting in May 2004. Then exhibit 2, it is an article from the Pet Vet. What's that? An article from the April 2004 edition of the Pet Vet journal about technology and corporate social responsibility in the pet vet industry. So basically this article will tell us about the technological related things and the corporate social responsibilities, that is the CSR, right? Then we have our draft job description in the exhibit 3. Okay, a draft job description for the role of a project manager to support growth strategy projects at PVS, prepared by a junior human resources assistant, right? So that is basically a job description. Most probably it would be for something like when you are recruiting someone, or you are making an offer for the recruitment of the people, and you are going for the hiring. So what does the company does? The company issue a job description, or the requirement from the job that are required for from the applicant or from the potential candidate, that these are the JDs or the job description which are required from the guy which is applying for the post, right? And required qualification and the packages and other thing, whatever it is present in it. Then we have internal audit report. An internal audit report covering the activities in the credit control department of the PVS. So basically there is something related to the credit control management on which the internal audit department has issued their report. So these are the exhibits, 4 exhibits which are given to us related to this case study. Now we have the case requirements. Okay, So for the case requirement task below. So the number one case requirement, we have the new Chief Executive Officer CEO has asked the board to suggest the ways to grow business, because in the pre-scene we have seen that since last 3 years we have been declining in our business, in our customers and the revenues, right? So the CEO, he's asking the board to suggest the growth strategies. Okay, to achieve this, um, strategies to achieve this are to be presented at the next board meeting. So for this is, they are talking about the growth. So to achieve the growth, the strategies are required to be presented in the next board meeting. The business development BD director is proposing a joint venture between PVS and the best four pets. Okay, so these are the two companies, that is our company, us, and this is our the other company on which we are trying to do the joint venture, right? So which would involve PVS establishing vet clinic in a number of BPS B4P superstores, right? So this company, it has superstores, all right, and we are planning to do a joint venture in which we will open the vet clinics, okay, the vet clinics in the CEO wants to understand more about the joint venture and the impact it may have on the PVS brand. Okay, let me highlight it. Then he is particularly interested in the extent to which the service features that have provided PVS competitive advantage. Okay, location, innovation, quality of service would be delivered in the joint venture. So the CEO, he is more interested in these things. What things? See, here he's saying that I am interested in the service features. Okay, those service features which are providing PVS a competitive advantage currently. So he is interested that whether we will be able to retain these competitive advantage features or not, and what will be the impact on these things, right? So in our answer, if we are required to present these things, we will be focusing on these things as well, because these are the things on which the CEO is concerned. He has also asked whether a franchise agreement might better protect the PVS brand and reduce financial risk. Okay, so that is the third thing that he is saying, that whether the franchise agreement would be better and it would somehow protect the PVS brand image, because if we are going to do a joint venture, if we are going to do something new, there are always risks that things could go opposite to what we are planning, and it could attract the adverse consequences and the results. So that is why the CEO is saying that let us check that if the franchise option is good, that we can take the franchise from the B for P, yes, B for P, and then work on their brand, under their brand, and whatever the results would be, or whatever the negative consequences if they arise, right, they would be reflected to their brand and our brand would be protected. So that is one of the concern of the CEO. So right, we have three concern. Number one, impacts on the brand. Number two is saying that what would be the impacts on the service features which we are currently providing based on this JV arrangement. And number three, that how this if we can go with the franchise agreement rather than the JV. So the BD director, the business development director, has asked you for help in addressing the issues raised by the CEO. Okay, so what we are actually required, we are required to prepare a briefing notes for the business development director, which assess the impact of the joint venture on the PVS brand, number one, and the extent to which PVS service feature would be delivered. Okay, so he's saying that to the extent, to which extent basically these service features, which one? So these three features, location, innovation, and quality of service. To which extent we will be delivering these features from our joint venture arrangement, like if we are going to open the clinics in the superstore, will we be able to provide these features, service of features or not, right? This is the number two thing which we are required to mention in the briefing notes. And then we have to recommend whether a franchise agreement would be better than the joint venture. So having 14 marks. Professional skills marks are available for demonstrating evaluation skill in assessing the issue in relation to the joint venture raised by the CEO. So basically, whatever we are going to answer, it will obviously be the evaluation skill, right? So we have the 18 marks. If I divide it by 2, it would be 9 points. So we are required to provide 9 well drafted points at least, right, for this 18 marks. I would say not at least, but if you are writing 9 good well drafted answer, then it would be more than enough for your 18 marks. And you have to remember one thing as well, that this 4 marks, if you are demonstrating the perfect evaluation skill, even if you are demonstrating this and you are not following the format, believe me, this 4 marks, you are not going to get the complete 4 marks even after demonstrating the required skill, because the professional marks, they are related to the format as well. So you have to follow the format which is specifically required in your requirement, right? So in this all requirement, what I feel like that the exhibit in which the board meeting transcript was presented, that exhibit is related to this requirement. Why I'm saying this? Because let's see here. We have 4 exhibits. This article, it is related to the technology related things. And in this requirement, there is nothing related to the technology right now. Job description, not related to this requirement. Internal audit report, it is not related to the requirement. So we have only one exhibit which is left behind. So this exhibit is related to our requirement 1 part A, that is to provide the briefing note which would present these 3 things, right? So let's move forward and go through the exhibit. So let's read the exhibit. We have the board meeting transcript. Chief Executive Officer. What is he saying? He's saying our market share has been falling, that we know. So I would like suggestion on how we can grow PVS. Okay. So Business Development Director is saying that my suggestion is for a joint venture with best for pets B4P to establish PVS clinics in some of their stores. It would be first collaboration of this kind in our industry, right? That means that no one has ever done this kind of collaboration or joint venture before us in this industry. So we would be the pioneer. B4B is the largest of Ireland's 2 pet superstore. So we have basically 2 largest, or 2, I would say, the major 2 superstores for pets, right? And B4P is one of them, with stores outside town center in the north and east of Ireland. All right. So basically, what I recall from the pre-scene as is that PVS, we have the existence in south, right? But we did not have existence in the other areas of the Ireland, right? South of Ireland. So if B4P has the existence in north and east, right? So yes. So if we are going to do a joint venture, this would give us the geographical expansion, right? The better reach to the customer. So this is something I'm highlighting right now from reading the exhibits. Although its low cost strategy means it provides only a basic level of customer service. growth in customer number is exceeding the growth in the okay. B4B customers are attracted to its superstores by low prices, the extensive car parking available, the good public transport link allowing them to avoid the rising traffic congestion in the town centers. An increasing number of its customers are looking for pet healthcare advice which B4P staff do not have the vet training to provide. B4P is very result oriented organization focused on the external success rather than internal satisfaction. Its organizational values are we prioritize pet, we dare to do things differently, we deliver results. So basically, here we have got the information related to the company with which we are going to do the joint venture. So let me highlight few points for you. Basically, the B4B it's a low cost strategy superstore, right? And it is providing basic level of customer services, whereas we PVS we are providing the high end quality of services, right? So this is something which is contradictory between the PVS and the B4P. Okay. Next, the customer numbers is exceeding the growth in the pet ownership, right? That means that people are coming for the services more than they are coming to buy the pets, right? So opening the clinic can be a beneficial for us. Okay, here we are saying that the customers are attracted because of the low prices that we have predicted from the basic level of the customer services and the low cost strategy. Obviously, it could be the case. Um, Extensive car parking services available, good public transport links allowing them to avoid the traffic congestion. That means that the superstores have a good public transport link as well. And also here we have the increasing number of its customer looking for pet advices, healthcare advices. And the good thing is that the B4B staff does not have the training to provide the healthcare advices. That is why they are not entertaining this market. But we as a PVS, we have this ability so that we can cater this thing as well by providing the healthcare advices through our clinics. Next, it is very result oriented. It focus on the external success and other things as well. Right? So these were the highlights from the operation or the background of the B4P. Now let's move forward about the chief medical officer. What he has to say. I have an alternative suggestion. I believe we should invest in technology to provide growth. Innovation was integral to our past success but seems to have been lacking from our culture in recent years. Yes, that is what we have also studied in the pre-scene as well, that the innovation, this element was basically integral to our success, but since last many years, I would say few years, we have right. So we have yet to do any innovation in past few years, like 2 to 3 years. We have not done any innovation, right? So the medical officer, chief medical officer, he's saying that I would recommend to invest in the technology rather than going for the joint venture. This will increase our revenues and the profit and the market share. Human resource director. He's saying that I think we should change our strategic direction from being profit focused to being more socially responsible. We would still achieve growth but also benefit our stakeholder. He's saying that we should change our strategy from being profit oriented to more socially responsible. So he's going towards the CSR thing. And he's saying that we will still achieve the growth because the companies which are doing the CSR activities and they are ethically correct and thinking about their stakeholders and the society as a whole and at the larger perspective, this kind of company gets the support from the stakeholders, especially from the customers and the shareholders and the lenders and all these stakeholders. right? So he's saying that we will still achieve the growth, but the thing is that we will also be able to benefit our stakeholders. For example, we could focus on staff health and well-being or support local animal charities. Okay. Due to the rise in pet number over recent years, we could visit schools to educate children on how to look after their pets. So he's saying that since the pet are increasing in last few years, so we should go to school and like, yes, only school, and go to school and teach the children that how to take care of the pets, right? These activities would have a positive impact on the way in which our brand is perceived, and it may help us to achieve the higher level of SPP accreditation, right? So this is basically the accreditation which we are getting, and it will obviously give us the competitive edge, and it will be our unique selling points that we have the higher level of SPP accreditation. So the people will obviously, see the positive impact it will have on our brand. So definitely, if we are having the positive impact on our brand, it will give us the it will attract more customers toward us, and we will get eventually we will get the support from the society. Then chief operating officer is saying that our competitor continue to focus on profit, so why should we change? Donating to charities will reduce our profit and, more importantly, our dividends rather than help us grow. So he is, conflicting with the chief human resource director. Chief financial officer, our priority should be to ensure our internal processes are effective so that we can support growth. Okay, I have received a big internal audit report, but about the credit control department, this department manages our healthcare plan, which enables client to defer the cost of their pet treatment. This helps us retain client. I will be investigating the issue raised and will update you at the next board meeting. So here Chief Operating Officer is saying that we should focus on our internal processes, and we know that how much value these internal processes do have. They help us to generate the cost benefit, the cost savings, and also the efficiency, and ultimately these are the internal processes which are adding the value to our product. So he's saying that we should focus on it. And he's saying that I have received a worrying internal audit report related to the credit control department. And what does this department do? This department basically manages our healthcare plan, which enable client to defer the cost of their pet treatment. Basically, we provide a credit to our customer related to their pet's treatment, that you go for the treatment with us right now, and you can make a payments in the installment or later on to us, right? So what happened that due to this credit facility, we are able to retain the client as well. And so that is why he's saying that I need to investigate about the internal audit report issues, and will get back to you guys in the next board meeting. And at the end, the chair, he's saying that we are now out of time. Please present your growth strategies ideas in detail at the next board meeting. And for the next board meeting, this person, he has asked us to help him prepare the briefing notes in which we are going to answer the three concerns of the chief executive officer. So all right, this was about the exhibit number 1, and this is our basically the requirement, right? So let me just clear a bit the paper so that we can draft our answer here. All right, so here I have drawn the format for you. So now let's start. We are writing a briefing note, and now we are going to do from subject and date thing. So here the business development director has asked you for help in addressing the issues raised by the CEO. Prepare briefing note for the BD director. So now we are not addressing board of director, we are not addressing the chief executive officer, we are addressing business development director, right? So we will write here business development director From we are the external consultant. Subject, what do we have? The subject is basically it should be the short form, very short briefing from the requirement, that we are required to assess the impact of the joint venture on PVS brand and the service quality, right? Service features, okay, and the recommendation about the franchising agreement. So that is what we are going to present in our let's try type it. So here we are with the subject, impacts of joint venture on PVS brand and the franchising option, and the date of the day on which we are solving the question. So you will be writing your exam date in your exam. And now we will be having the opening statement, right? This opening statement, this is something which I am writing to make you understand. You are not going to write the opening in the exam, right? So what we will be writing, that this briefing paper or briefing notes, the name of the format which is required, and from here to here, this is all going from to be copied from your requirement. See here, um, if you see, yes, here in the requirement, they have asked you to write the briefing note which will assess. So from here, assess to be delivered. This is from here, assess to be delivered. Copied the same, and then recommend, whether it is recommend. He is asking you to recommend, so we will be writing that, and it recommends dash dash dash. That means that it will be following the same paragraph from the same requirement, right? So you will be typing it completely in your exam, and you don't need to even type it. You will have to copy it from the requirement, and then you can paste it in your answer area, the spreadsheet, right? So now we are here with the impacts of the joint venture on the PVS brand. So now I'm giving you the 5 minutes to take a break and think that what will be the impact on the PVS brand, and come up with at least 3 or 4 points. Your time starts now. So now let's discuss the impacts of the JV on the brand of PVS or the PVS, right? So I hope that you have come up with the points, and now let's see what points I am coming up with, and then we can match these points, and you can see that what are your points, and if they are not matching with the with my points, or if they are different from my points, right? Then you can simply share them with me and discuss that, sir, these are the points which we have drafted, and these are not as same as you have drafted. So are they correct or not, or we have to what mistake are we making, and why we are coming up with the wrong points. So this is the open invitation to you all, that do contact me in case if you are having any problem, right? So we have this 4 impact which I think will be on the PVS brand. Number one, the brand image. See, the PVS is known for high quality of services, right? But the B for P, it is following low cost strategy. So these are contradictory to each other. They are not going to give them a synergistic, or you would say the complementary effect. They are not going to do this. So it can impact in a negative way the image of the PVS, right? That one place, that is the economical place, that is the low cost place or the low cost superstore, where the customers are attracted because of being the low cost or low prices superstore. And in that low prices superstore, if we are going to open our high quality high end clinics, don't you think that it will create a confusion in the mind of the customer? And also the customer who are coming to these superstores, they are the economical customer, they are the price sensitive customers. are they going to buy the services from us being the high prices and high quality services? This will be the concern, right? So that is what we are going to write. That this mismatch of the strategy, this will create the confusion, right? So this is the brand image thing. So for the next point, the brand image, we are done with this, and now for the innovation thing. See, the innovation thing, that is the element which we have been lacking since many years, right? And this is something which has been discussed in the board meeting as well, that it has been the integral part of our success, but since many years we are not able to do any innovation. And if we are going to do this collaboration, this would be a very significant innovation, because this kind of arrangement or this kind of collaboration has not been done by anyone in the industry. So if we are doing this, this will be the innovative, and it will will help us achieve our strategic goal of innovation as well, right? So this is the thing which we will be writing in our innovation point into very simple 2 or 3 lines, right? So let me draft it for you in a very short, or the bullet points. All right. So here we have drafted that through this JV, the PVS will be able to achieve its strategic goal of innovation, which it was lacking since last 2 years. As PVS would be the first one to do this kind of collaboration, therefore it would be significant innovation. See, in very easy 2 or 3 lines, I have discussed this point, right? So this is how you are going to, present your answer in the exam in very easy and very to the point 2 or 3 liners point, right? Next, we have the geographical expansion. So for the geographical expansion, that is what we have discussed already while reading the exhibits and the background information. Somewhere in the exhibits, maybe, yes, here. See, this is the thing which I was discussing with you. Let me zoom in it. That currently we are having the stores in the south of Ireland, but we are not having any existence in the north and the east and the south west, right? So, if we are going to do this strategic alliance or adventure, then this will be beneficial for us. That it will help us to expand our geographical reach and the expansion. So that is what we are going to write in our answer. Let me write it for you. Let's see what we have written here. We have written that since PVS only has its existence in the south, right? Therefore, through the JV, PVS can rapidly achieve the expansion geographically into the north and east of Ireland. Also, if you have noticed that in the exhibit, here we were discussing that the yes, where it was written. If I go there and what's happening here? Yes. So here it was written that somewhere that yes, that it has the two pet store with stores outside the town center. So it was telling us that the B4P has the stores outside town centers in the south, in the north and the east of the island, right? Here, north and east of the island. So those people which are outside the town or which are away from the town, they were not being targeted by us, because the PVS, it has I would say the outlets or the stores in the good location inside the town. So that is why those people which were outside or away from the town, they were not being catered by us or not being targeted by us. So by this JV, we can reach these customers as well. It will give us the very good geographical expansion. So that is the other point which I have mentioned, that also the people outside the town will also be attracted, right? You can further add the explanation that because right? Because the B4B has the stores in outside the town as well, right? So these were the 1, 2, and 3 points of our discussion, right? And we have the final and the very important point, that the increase in the revenue, right? Increase in the revenue, that through this JB, we can increase our revenue. How? So see this thing. If you would go down, and here we were told that the people are now looking for the pet healthcare advice, which the BPS staff does not have. So by opening the clinic into the superstores, we will be able to provide people the vet health care advices as well, right? And since we will have the geographical expansion, we will have the innovation, these all things will collectively increase our revenues, right? So this is all we are going to write here. All right, so that is what I have written here. For the increase in revenue point, which we discussed, that what will be the impacts on the PVS brand. So this was about the first requirement of this case, and the other point which was asked by the CEO, that tell me that what will be the impact, what impacts will be there on the services, right? Here if I go there, down here, that the service features, right, that we are providing, what will be the impact on these, right? So now stop the lecture and think of the impacts on the service features. What service features? These were the service features which were identified by the CEO. Yes, location, innovation, and quality. Think of them and come up with the point, that what will be the impact on these kind of points, and then we can move towards the discussion. Okay, so time's up. So now let's discuss that what points should be written here, and in case if the points are different from you, or like completely different from my point, then you can discuss it with me, that you have written these points, and sir, if they are correct or not. Because see, there is no absolute answer in the SBL. There is a possibility then that 4 or 5 point which I am going to write, and 4 or 5 point which you have written, they can be completely different, right? So that doesn't mean that either you are wrong or I am wrong. We both can be correct at the same time, as far as our points are logically correct and they are connected to the scenario. They are not from the other world or from the other company, right? So for that, if they are different from me, my point, please discuss it with me and get it read by me, that whether they are correct or not. And if there is anything which you need to understand and which you need to make the correction or the rectification, we can make it timely basis. So, sir, about the impact on the service features, right? So, if I discuss for the innovation thing, which we have already discussed about, so I am not a big fan of repeating the same point again in my single answer. So, either if you want to, you are really big fan that I know I need to discuss something about the innovation as well, you can mention the innovation heading, and you can simply write it that innovation point as discussed above will have the impact on our company, right? Or if you are running short of the point, then you can type it, you can repeat it and see if the examiner award you any point. But as far as my knowledge is concerned, that the examiner would not award you any point for the repetition of the points, right? Any point, any marks, right? So we are left with the location and the quality of service. So for the location, I have 2 points. Point number one and the point number two. Point number one, the location related thing which we have covered here is very precisely in the geographical region. Here, this thing is basically the location related point. So this is the change or the impact we will be having, that we are having the stores inside our town, all right, and the B4P, it is having the store outside the town. So it will give us the competitive edge, or it will complement our strategy that now we have both inside and outside the town location existence, and we can cater all type of customers which are inside, outside, and away from the town. Okay. And the other thing is that about the parking thing, if you were with me when I was discussing about the board transcript, here we were discussing that we have extensive car parking available, the good public transport. Okay, so this is basically something which is as same as our strategy and our position, that we also have a good location where we have a good parking available for the customers as well. So this is the thing which will complement us and our company if we are going to do this joint venture, right? So again, this is the second point related to the location. And now if we are clear with this, now let's move forward towards the quality of the services. So in quality of services, sir, I have again 2 points with me. Number one point, it is related to the service quality, that we are known for the high level quality which we provide PVS through the knowledgeable and the motivated and the happy staff. But on the other hand, the B4P, it is known for the low cost, low price, and the economical services and the products. So this is something which will create a conflict and the confusion, and it does not match with our strategy. So this is the point, right? And the quality of service. The other point we have is that we will be having a limited access or the limited space for our clinic in the superstore, because in superstores, if we are going to open a clinic inside superstore, we will not be obviously had the a very lavish or the high end clinic. We cannot make it there, because in superstore they will be giving us a very limited space in which we can provide basic level of services, or the, if not basic, some sort of average level of services, but not the very high end services, or the, like, we cannot make a operation theater there. We can just sort of clinic, where we can do the checkups for the pets, and some very touching and the very normal kind of treatment we can give to them. So this will also be one type of problem which we have to check, that what kind of clinic which we are planning to build in the superstores, and the feasibility and the space availability there. So right, these are the 4 points. Let me jot them down for you, and I'm not going to jot down the answer completely, because I will be providing you a complete drafted answer from where you can check the drafting. From this solution, we are just discussing the answer. So answer is discussed. Let me just jot down the point in a very brief way. Okay, so for the say for your understanding, I have drafted the answer here as well. So you can compare the you can look at the answer and the question at the same time. But so now let's move forward towards the last requirement of this specific question, that it was asking us whether recommend us whether we should go for the franchising arrangement or not. So let us think about it, that what will be the advantages of the franchising and what are the disadvantages of the franchising, right? And let me just go towards the available marks in this question. We have only 18 marks, and by far now we have given how many points? We have given 1 2 3 4, and we have given 1 2 3 4 8 points already, and now, and we were required to present 9 points, right? So we are not going to invest too much time in writing the advantages and the disadvantages of the franchise agreement. We are just going to assess this in our mind, and whatever the option is better, whether we should go for franchising or not, we are going to write in that in that option's favor, right? If we are saying that franchising is a better option to go, we would be giving our arguments related to the in favor of the franchising. And if we are saying that no, we should not go for the franchising, then we will only be giving the points related to the favor of not going into the franchising agreement, right? So now have 5 minutes and think for the franchising agreement, whether we should go for it and we should not go for it, and keep the advantages and the disadvantages of the franchising agreement in your mind while thinking for it. So now I have a drafted answer for you, and now just read it. And before that, let us discuss that what should we do? We should go for the franchising or not? So for the very good reasons, I feel like that we should. It is suitable that we should go for the franchising. You know what? Because see, we as a BPS, we are a high and quality service provider, right? For the vet and pet clinics, right? As a pet clinic. But the B4P, it is known for the low cost strategies. And this is the mismatch of the strategy, and two companies which are totally operating on the two different strategy. They are positioning themselves totally opposite to each other, poles apart. They cannot collaborate. And if they are collaborating this way, not give our brand I would say the complementary effect, or you would say the constructive impact. It will conversely give us the destructive impact, that why the brand like PVS, who is providing a very quality services, is charging high prices for its services, is collaborating with the low cost strategy company or the superstore. So this will create the confusion in the mind of customer, that whether we are going to get services which are as same as we were getting in the past or not, right? Because now we have collaborated with the low cost strategy superstore. So it will give a customer a thought that maybe now we have lower our standards. So this will completely destroy our brand, and we should not do it at all, right? So this is what I have written in the first point, that PVS is known for quality, B4P is low for cost superstore. Hence this collaboration, the chances that it will create the destructive impact on your brand. See, I am writing your brand in our discussion. I am saying our brand because I am saying our case, right? But in exam, you are external consultant, so your tone should be your. You are outsider, so you're saying your brand on your brand. And the second point, PVS charges high fees for its high quality, whereas the customer are attracted towards the B4P for the low prices. So this is again the mismatch, and also the customer which are coming to the BPS store, they are the one who are coming with the mindset that we are going to purchase low cost, low prices product. Then as we discussed earlier, that there are very less chances that these customers will be coming to us for the healthcare advices of their pets, and the regular checkups and the treatments, everything. So again, this will not give us the synergies or the constructive benefits of the JV. So that is why I'm saying that therefore it is better to operate under P4P franchise. We can use their franchise. We can open the clinics. We will be working under their brand name. So what will happen? It will not harm our brand. And also, if we need to change our quality standards, we can also change it. We can lower our prices as well and match it with the standards which we are now providing. But it will all be done under the brand name of the B4P, not in the brand name of the PVS. So that is why PVS brand name will have no negative or the harmful impact. So that is what the my suggestion is. If you have any other suggestion, like you are saying no, we should not go for franchising, then do let me know and we can discuss whether it is correct or the arguments which you are coming up are justifiable or not. Because as far as your arguments are justifiable, your answer is correct. And this answer can be different from my answer, can be different from ACC answer. So this was from the part question number 1, that was around for I guess 38 marks, or no, this was for the 18 marks. I hope that I was able to make you guys understand the question and the answer and how to draft the answer. Right? See you in the next session where we will be solving the requirement number B of this part A. Right? So till then, take care of yourself. See you. Allah Hafiz.